Well, hello. I should probably start off by saying we have been invited very kindly into Megan's Camelot home. She's out there chopping wood as we speak to make this lovely fire for the streamer spotlight. We are going to get started shortly. We are a bit delayed getting started because we've had to change location. But we are going to get started pretty soon once she brings in some more wood. I had a bit of a trek across the map to get here, but we are here now. It sounds like she's chopping down trees. Hello, Cypher. How are you? How are you doing? How are you doing, Lost? Like I said, she's out there currently collecting the wood for us to keep warm. Big ones. Oh. What more can I say? So, we are going to ask Megan a few questions about the player, about the person. Oh, I think she's here. And then some gaming questions. And we're going to sit nice and nice. Nice. So you won't hit me with it today. Maybe. Maybe. Hello, Megan.
Hello.
Hello. I've just done a very nice introduction saying we have been welcomed into your Camelot home, which you share with the Mad Rocker, I'm led to believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, 1 minute, hang on. These things go well and everything, don't they? Of course. At the minute, I'm getting no picture, which is amazing.
Oh no.
It's good. It's good. There we go. Oh, hang on. I think we got it now. Right. I think we are pretty much there now. As Lost said, pro streamer. I used to have one of them when I had a garden. Anyway, can you hear me okay?
I can, yes.
Cool. All right, let's get started then. Before Wongy, Lost, or someone tells me off for waffling. Okay. So I've actually genuinely really looked forward to this. And I know we've run a lot. And I know we've run many, many times. And we've talked all sorts of weird shit as we've run. But we're going to try and cover some more stuff as well. We may get some more questions come up in chat. And I may try and avoid them. But the first part is going to be very much about you as the person with some bits and pieces that people may already know. But hopefully we can find out a little bit more about you. So obviously we know your name is Megan. Did you ever consider using a different name while you were streaming?
While I was streaming, no. But since this has pretty much always been my gamer tag, Megan KD, um, I it's for years and years I've always used it, so I knew if I ever were going to like stream, I wanted to do it under the same name. It's not my first ever gamer tag, though.
I think I knew
My first
this.
ever gamer tag was from WoW, actually. From like way back in the day. I made a WoW account, and I guess it was technically my League username too. So I think my name on League is actually still this. But I remember I wanted something that sounded cool and kind of like more fantasy for WoW, and so like I don't know, I googled some just like random meanings of things, and I think I used, I don't even remember what, but it still was similar to my name. It's Valens Megan.
Oh,
And so like kind of like Megan, but not. But yeah, that was my first ever gamer tag. But then I didn't want to use that for everything. Um, and then at some point, I don't actually remember when I came up with the gamer tag that I have now. but I just came up with it because it's just a combination of my name. So, and it's been that way ever since.
Well, I was about to ask that. So where does the KD come into it?
Ooh, so the KD comes with. So I didn't want my name to be Megan, the letter K, the letter D, because the K and the D are actually my middle initials. I have two middle names, and they begin with K and D, but I didn't like the way like just the letter K and D worked, and I think when I made it, it was like really big. Like people like to like spell out things like unnecessarily, and so I just spelled out um the letters K and the letters D.
Okay. I've got a question from the audience. I need to ask you why you're so hot. That's come from Wongi. Um,
um the human body is like 98 degrees Fahrenheit or something. That's probably why. That's pretty toasty.
and as the saying goes, the heart wants what the heart wants.
Exactly.
So in terms of the name, obviously your name being Megan, is there a story behind that? Is it a family name, or is it where is there a story behind it, or that you know of?
No.
Okay.
No, no, not that I know of. I do know that I was almost named something else. My mom was torn between two names, Megan and Ashley. So I almost was named Ashley. That was my almost name. I don't feel like Ashley fits me very well. But I was almost an Ashley.
Wow. Imagine things could have been so different. Um,
I know.
so we know that you smash things up on DayZ. We know that you tear people up on Fortnite. I've even seen you build mega structures on Minecraft. So, but do you have any other interests, skills, hobbies outside of the gaming world?
Mm, I do. Sorry, I had to get a little naked. I was getting a little too hot. I had to take off some
Heyo.
clothes.
Sorry.
I do really like to read. I think as everyone kind of might know, I do enjoy reading. Um, I used to be really into photography. I used to do that as a hobby. I don't really do that as much now, just because it's like I don't know, a lot of effort, and that would require me to like leave my house or whatever. But I used to do photography, but now other than gaming, I just read. I play dumb little phone games, which I guess is kind of gaming, but I don't really count phone games as gaming. They're different in my head. Um, Read, watch TV, watch anime mostly, and YouTube. That's pretty much my hobbies
Okay.
now.
Cool. Um. So, kind of moving away from that part, do you have, and obviously you can cover as much as this or as little as you want. Like, do you have any siblings, a partner, and how do they react to you being a streamer, or or content creator, or gamer? So, where do they see you in that kind of mix?
Hmm. Okay. Good. I have two older half brothers. They are much older than me. They were like in college when I was born. So like there's quite a sizable age gap there. And they don't actually know. They don't know. I don't have a whole lot of contact with them. Um, but I do have a partner. He knows. He's supportive. You guys see him in chat sometimes. But other than that, the only other people is me. I'm the partner. Coral says she's the partner.
As you'd expect.
But I also the only other person who knows is like my dad, well my stepdad, and he doesn't. I don't think he really understands because he's not very I don't think he knew what Twitch was before I explained it, but I just recently told him. So he thinks it's cool, I guess. I don't think he really cares that much. He does not watch that I know of. I don't know. Maybe he lurks and I don't know, but I don't think he watches. So
It is sometimes a weird conversation to have, even with people of the same age. I find when
yeah.
they ask what you do. But yeah, okay, cool. So on stream and in runs that we've definitely had, you have definitely talked about food, and I'm pretty sure I've heard the words taco more than once.
Yeah.
But what is your favorite food to snack on, and does that change when you're streaming? But basically, tell me about your food heaven.
Mm, such a great question. I do really love Mexican food. Tacos, burritos, nachos. Those are all some of my favorites. I also really love Korean food. Um, and I love just some classics. When I'm streaming, definitely my favorite snacks change because I'm the type of person that I hate when there's like I eat anything that has like residue or like food while I'm doing something else. Like if I were to eat nachos and get like nacho stuff on my hands, I can't do it. I can't do it while I'm gaming or streaming. So I also really hate eating like if I'm gonna snack on something while I'm streaming, it has to be something that's not gonna give me like Cheeto dust fingers or something like that. Like it has to be something that's a little more clean or that I can eat with like a fork or something. Just because I hate things being on my hands and I hate dirtying my keyboard, despite my keyboard being really dirty. But I blame the cat for that
Hmm.
mostly, not the food.
There's two things that have sprung up from this. All I want to do is just sing Nacho, Nacho Man, which I'm not going to. And also, Wongy's just reminded me of the time that he said he was going to get some pizza, and you made a really weird noise on stream, um, which I have clipped and made my ringtone. So anyway, moving swiftly on. But you mentioned your cats there. So how many other cats do you have, or do you have any other animals? What's your pet situation?
Ooh, so I have one cat. Her name or so her government name is Winry. She was named from an anime character. And I adopted her with Coral when we lived together, our daughter. Um, but her government name is Winry, which is from Full Metal Alchemist. Um, but we call her Tiny, and she answers to it. She does not know the name Winry, but she knows the name Tiny because we would call her Tiny Baby because she was so small when we got her, even though she was supposed to be. The shelter told us that she was 3 years old. Turns out that was not the case. We thought she was just like a little runt, so she was just smaller than most cats. But turns out she was just a baby. And now she is not so tiny anymore, but she is still our tiny baby. Um, and so that's the only pet that I have in my home. But I do have another pet. I have a dog that I've had for years and years. But since I am living in an apartment right now, she lives with family that has like space for her to run and play and stuff. But her name is Leia. She's a husky Malamute mix. She is fluffy and chunky and
Mhm.
precious, and she's not super old. She's kind of old for her breed now. She's a bad bitch. She's a
Oh,
bad bitch. She jumped out of a moving car
oh,
and broke her leg once. She's been bitten by rattlesnakes.
fuck.
she's she she yeah, she's a bad bitch, and she's still going strong. We thought she was gonna die so many times. Um, she also dislocated or broke her shoulder like a year ago again. Um, and yeah, she's a bad bitch who can't be killed apparently. Um, and also accident prone, despite our very best efforts. Um, so I guess she's kind of like me in that instance, but I love her.
She definitely sounds like Poppins from is it Poppins from Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Just indestructible pooch.
Indestructible pooch, yeah, that's her. She's precious.
Oh, something that I don't think we've ever talked about on stream. Maybe we should. Like have we ever talked about like the urge to travel or destinations that you want to visit or have visited, but like is there anywhere that you really like to go or would really like to go?
Oh yeah, I definitely want to travel a lot more. I've been a little bit um across the states. I've traveled most in the South. I've traveled a lot of America. I lived in Texas for a few months, and I've been across the state to California. As far as out of the country, I've been to Italy.
Oh, where have you been in Italy?
Yeah. I went kind of all over. I did like a tour, like a tour trip when I was in high school. So we went to Milan, Rome, Assisi, one of the islands, I think.
Sicily.
Um, no, it started with an A,
Oh,
I think. Oh no, so the town that we saw on the coast started with an A, but then we went to Capri,
yep.
which is the island.
Ah, okay.
And then, oh my god, so many other places that I just can't remember cities in Italy right now.
How long were you there for?
I was there for like 2.5 weeks.
Wow, that's a lot of traveling then in that short space of time.
Yeah, and we pretty much traveled all over the whole island there, or the whole peninsula.
Is there anywhere else that you want to go?
Yes, I would love to travel more of Europe. I want to go to Japan sometime. I want to visit Thailand. I would like to go to New Zealand.
Oh wow.
I guess Australia. I guess those people are okay down there. I also really want to visit more places in Europe. I want to go to Scotland. My aunt and uncle actually have like a little cottage in Scotland because
No way.
they lived in Scotland for a while, so they have a cottage there. So I'd love to go visit, stay in that cottage, and just kind of travel around Scotland and England. I'd love to go to Ireland too.
Daisy meet up in Scotland. I can smell it.
Hell yeah.
That'll be cool. That would be good. You would always be welcome in the north over here. So weirdly, this came up in your chat, I think, earlier. Again from Wongi. He's very interested. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color. So I have a lot of favorite colors. I think my favorite color right now is purple. It was blue, like kind of like an aqua or teal blue for a really long time. But as of the past like few years, I definitely love purple. I think purple is my favorite. And purple has always been my lucky color. It's kind of always led to good things. When in doubt, I follow the color purple, you know?
Yeah. Just going back to travel, some spec who is in my chat, don't mess with the kangaroos. He made that mistake once, and the car that he's in I got a really big dent. Anyway, nice one, spec. So, again, something that we've never really spoke about. Um, are you a sports fan? Do you have any favorite teams? Is anything you are really interested in, sports wise?
Mm, I'm not.
Go
I'm not
sports.
like a. I'm not really a sports fan. I don't mind watching sports, but like I don't actively seek out sports. Like I've gone to like friends were like, I want to go to this hockey game or whatever, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. I like watching some sports, but I don't have teams.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I don't root for teams. Like I enjoy watching hockey. I really enjoy different Olympic sports, watching that. Um,
So I think it sounds like you like the occasion and the atmosphere rather than seeking out anything.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a social sporter. You know, I don't mind going to a game with friends, but I don't really like. I don't ever watch sports on my own.
Sports. Dangerously. Next question. Hey up. What was the last dream you had,
The last dream that
or
I
one,
had.
or one you feel comfortable describing?
Trying to remember. I think one of the last dreams I had was like a video game dream. It was either last night or the night before. It was kind of about my affiliate stream, like my
Oh, really?
anniversary stream. Yeah, because I've been like worried about it. So I think it's just been on my mind a lot. And I just, it was weird. I was like playing a game, but it was like, and I was streaming it, and I remember that I was streaming it, but it was like a bunch of different games that kind of like had a weird baby together. Like it was like Fortnite, but also like Sons of the Forest, which I don't even own, but I guess like I've watched friends play it so much. And that like that game that Kate was playing the other day. That's like it was like kind of a mix of that and Fortnite. And that game was like I think it was called like Zorb, something like that, which is kind of like a Lethal Company type game. And also, oh, what's that game that got kind of popular? It was like, oh my god, it was kind of like Among Us.
Should we be worried? A
Among Us.
dragon is attacking. Run for your life. Has just popped up. Is
Oh
it?
no, we should. I will probably be fine inside.
Okay. Right then.
Um, Lockdown Protocol. Yes, that was it. Thank you. Lockdown Protocol. It was kind of like, it was just a mixture of those games, and I don't even remember what I was doing. I was just running around and panicking. I was just running around and panicking the
Isn't that
entire
how we
time.
play
Like, that
DayZ?
was honestly, yeah. So it was pretty accurate to how I play games. But that was my last stream. I was just running around and panicking.
Do games and stuff and people that you stream with and gamers and stuff like in that sense, do they make up a large proportion of your dreams? Because they've started to do it with me.
Yeah, usually games or the books I read
Uh-huh.
or the shows I watch. That's often like kind of what I dream about. It's because I go to bed thinking about them. Like to fall asleep, I think about like what I was doing or what I should do in a game, or I think about like the plot of the book that I read, and I'm like, what's gonna happen next, and or like the anime, and I
Yeah.
just kind of I think about them.
Cool. Something that you didn't really brush on it just then. And I don't think we've really talked about it in stream either. Like, but what music are you into, and what was the last concert that you attended?
Oh, music. Okay, I'm gonna sound like this. This is gonna sound like a cop out answer. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to believe me.
Mm.
I listen to just about everything. I know that it doesn't seem like that from what I play, like and listen to on stream because it's usually around like the same few stuff. But that's just like usually what's good in the background for me to not be distracted. But I genuinely, if you looked at my Spotify like saved library, it would be like Whiplash every 2 seconds from the type of music. Like I like older, more classic music, new stuff. But yeah, I do typically listen to a lot of like pop ish musics and like pop adjacent, so like pop punk, K-pop. That's a lot what I listen, especially with other people, I think. But the last concert I attended was Taylor Swift. I went to the Eras tour. Like
I think
how
I think we
long?
had this conversation. I can't remember if we did or not.
Yeah, it was like a year.
Or maybe we didn't then.
Or was it 2 years ago? I don't know, but yeah, I went to see Taylor Swift in Nashville.
I think we did have this
With
conversation.
I went with Coral. Went with Coral and my IRL friends, Vare and Coral. We went together.
Oh, nice, cool.
Yeah.
Do you think does live music play a big part of your life, or only when it's with friends? That makes sense.
It used to play a much bigger part in my life, like growing up. My biological dad was really into music. He literally could play any instrument he picked up. Like he was really talented with it. My brothers had a band.
Oh wow.
So like live music was definitely a big part of me growing up. I even was in band in school, like concert band. Uh-oh. I think my Daisy just crashed.
Something angry is coming.
Uh-oh.
Am I about to get eaten by a dragon?
No, you're inside. You should be fine.
Okay. Is it? I might be mad with his trousers off. Then we're not fine. Then we're not fine. Is that what? Is that the dragon?
Probably.
Oh.
I turned my Daisy sound a little bit because the rain was really loud.
Oh, you've
so-
disappeared. Your hat's still there though.
Yeah, I I think my game crashed.
You've left me for the dragon,
Um,
haven't you? That's what it is.
It was a plot. We
It's
plotted
a
together.
fucking trap.
I mean, I told you I've been reading them dragon books. You know, me and the dragon,
Ew.
we're in love.
Oh, that's disappointing. I think you've disappointed a lot of people just there. Do you want to carry on, or do you want me to wait till you get back?
Oh no, I'm fine. I should be loading in soon.
Okay.
But yeah, so it used to be a bigger part of my life, but now I don't really go see live music really at all. I don't really go to like bars for live music and stuff really much anymore. I did that in college some.
Yeah.
And I used to go to trivia night. Oh jeez.
Hello.
That was scary. But yeah, but right now it's not. Yeah, that is the dragon. I can hear him.
Ideally, he's chasing Mad around. So we've talked about lots of different things, but you brushed on like watching TV, films, anime. What is though your favorite film?
Ooh, my favorite film. I'm actually not that big of a movie person.
Okay, so if you then well, let's just rephrase it then. What's your favorite TV series, or like what's an unmissable watch for Megan?
Ooh.
You're telling me to go watch something right now. What is it?
Oh God, I don't know.
Oh.
Okay, I'll pick a movie and I'll pick an anime.
Okay.
So one of my favorite movies is I would say my favorite movies is one of my favorite like thriller horror movies. It's always my answer when someone asks me like what's your favorite like kind of scary movie is as above so below. And it's about the Paris catacombs. And it's really cool. It's more of like a psychological action thriller with like a little scary. It's really good. That's probably one of my favorite scary movies. Um, as far as anime, one of my favorites currently is Apothecary Diaries. I think it's a really good anime. It's about a girl who's kidnapped and sold to a palace, but she's the daughter of an apothecary, so she's like good with medicine, but also she's kind of like a little freak and she likes to ingest poison and build up her tolerance. And it's just her navigating the palace life because it's historical. It's like a historical anime with like a little bit of romance. So it's like I don't want to sound like an idiot. I don't know if it's not like feudal Japan. Maybe it's feudal Japan. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's not modern.
Oh, okay. Okay, last few questions in this section, and then we're gonna move on. I'm just more concerned that dragons coming. In life, what is your biggest pet peeve? And also, kind of on the flip side of that, what personal qualities do you most look for in a friend?
Biggest pet peeve. Hmm. That's hard. Cause like so personally when I think of myself, I'm like, I don't really have any pet peeves. But I know absolutely my friends would be like, you absolutely do. And like Coral could probably name like 7 of my pet peeves right now. But I'm like, I'm so chill. I don't have any pet peeves.
Well, let's go to the other question then.
Okay.
What personal quality do you most look for in a friend? And you can't just say Coral.
um I look for humor. I really enjoy someone who has a good sense of humor, someone who is chill in the sense of like vibes. Like vibes are really important to me. I I kind of pick my friends based on if we vibe. You know, that's how Coral and I became friends is because we just kind of vibed well and had the same like sense of humor. And I really enjoy the quality of a friend where like you can just enjoy each other's company without having to like feel like it's very structured.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's effortless in
Someone
that sense.
yeah. Someone who's flexible and just kind of down for whatever and is funny. And obviously is a like I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a cop out to say like a nice person, but like
No, it's not. I get
you
that.
know.
I get what you mean. Kind of obviously going about personal qualities of people and obviously what you look for in other people. But if you had a motto for life, what would it be?
Mm, I would say probably just like give everything a fair chance, give everything a fair shake, something like that. And that's like, I know, I know we've talked about that in
What?
like
Try everything at least 3 times? Is that what we're saying?
oh yeah, try everything at least 3 times is a hard rule that I live by. in like a saucy way. But that also goes for me personally in other areas of life. Like if I don't like something the first time, I try and not judge something or someone off of like the very first impression it makes.
Yeah.
Because often those are wrong. And so I like to give that person or that thing a bit of grace, and also just myself, in the sense of like, maybe I'm not always gonna know like the right way to do something or the right way to approach someone. So like I very well like could have like fucked it up, and like if I don't like someone or something or an activity or a piece of media or a food or something, like I like to give everything like a fair chance.
Cool.
And I think that's it's a good motto for life, because it also kind of goes hand in hand with like not giving up too easily, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like resilience and perseverance, and definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, completely moving away from that because I like to scattergun my questions because that's how I generally operate. So, living or dead, who would you invite to your fantasy? And you can use word fantasy however you want. Dinner party, and you can have 3 people attend.
Hmm.
And you can't just say the dragon, werewolf, and mad. Well, you could, but
Ooh. So despite the obvious like cop out answers of like my friends or like past family members, I am the type of person, like you guys know, I'm nosy. I like to know things. So in my fantasy dinner, whoever attends will have to answer all of my questions honestly, okay? So I would want to pick people from history that I want to know. Like I want to know what happened. So, oh god.
You picked a pathway now.
I know I picked a pathway, but now I'm just trying to think of actual people. So I feel like a classic would be Amelia Earhart. I want to know. Like I want to know what happened. I want to know her side of the story. I want to hear her, recount her last flight. Oh, this might be like kind of niche. But do you know about The Secret, Gunner?
So
it's a book that
okay.
an author, and I can't remember his name right now, wrote, where he like hid, was it like 7 or 12 like little like treasure boxes, and then he wrote a book of like poems or something, and he did illustrations, and each illustration is like a hint to where it's buried. It's a huge treasure hunt, and I think only 3 or 4 of them have ever been found. And he's passed now, but his estate still honors when people are able to decode his like treasure hunt and find the objects, and they still get their prize. I think usually they're like each box is like a gemstone. So like you find I think what's buried is a key, and you bring the key to the estate, you make it public where you found it, and then you're like, oh, you trade the key in for like a precious gemstone. And I would like to have him, Amelia Earhart, because I just want to pick his brain about it, and I just want to know where they are. Not that I would go dig them, but I just want to know. I like figuring out puzzles.
And who's your third person?
Mm.
You know how I would like it to be, and you can change this. Do you remember the guy that you beat up with fish? Him.
Yeah.
Him, just because it'd be funny. Anyway, but Kerry, that's just this is me. I'm inviting people to your party now. Sorry. Who would you want as your third person?
It could be him, or DB Cooper.
Much better option. Yep.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know who he is. I want to know how he did it. I want to know where the money is.
And you would expect to get an honest answer out of that, would you?
Well, you said it's my fantasy, so like whatever my fantasy is, and in my fantasy, they tell me what I want to know.
I will bear that
My
in
fantasy
mind.
dinner party is actually an interrogation.
Okay, it does sound a little bit like it. And when you find the answers you want, you leave and you go on a mad quest.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Usually people find a loophole of not answering that question, so I appreciate that. So kind of last couple of things before we do move on. We've touched a lot about kind of Megan as you are now, but let's talk about Megan at school. What was Megan's favorite lesson at school? And what was Megan like at school? Do we want to know?
I think science. I think science was my favorite subject. I liked the sciences a lot. What was I like at school? I was pretty quiet. Kind of a loser.
No.
So I was in band for a few years. I was in band. I played the flute in the like orchestra band.
Can you still play the flute?
Then I could still play it. I haven't played it in years. But that's like my young. Okay, so elementary school, I was kind of an asshole. I got sent to the principal's office many times. I spent a lot of my time there. I got into a lot of fights in elementary school.
Megan.
And then middle school, I was just kind of a nerd. I was in band. I was pretty quiet. High school, I went to a nerd school that I had to apply to go to. So like, I was still pretty quiet, but we got a little wild. Nerds get freaky, man. I don't know if you know it, but
freaky
a
naughty.
very small school of all nerds, our parties kind of freaky. And then college, God, I don't know how I would describe myself in college. I think it was still fairly quiet. I don't know, Coral, how would you describe me in college? In college, my favorite subject was probably Japanese. I took Japanese for a year with Coral. And that was probably my favorite subject in college, even though I wasn't really good at it. And I was just taking it for funsies. Yeah. Quiet. We stayed gaming. Yeah. My real gamer self was birthed in college for sure.
And you've just provided a really nice segue to what we're going to talk about next. And if you'd have read the questions, you'd know what was coming next. But not specifically the games, but can you then give us a background in your gaming journey? So what platform did it start on up until kind of this point?
I started on the PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part. I think I probably had a couple like Game Boys. I had like 1 or 2 Game Boys. I had like a Scooby-Doo Game Boy game.
Fuck yeah.
I don't remember anything about it.
Oh.
But that was, I think, maybe one of my first ones. And then PlayStation 2 was kind of my first kind of taste of like real quote unquote gaming. It was my stepdad's PlayStation that I would watch him play. He had a bunch of like racing games, like dirt bike, four-wheeler racing games.
Mhm.
But also he had some Star Wars games. And I really enjoyed watching him play those. And so I would play some of mostly the racing games, and eventually I got some of my own games. And then from there I transitioned to PC gaming on like a really shitty laptop that had absolutely no right to run games. But I played mostly Minecraft, WoW on that, and then in high school I got a PlayStation 4, and I took that to college with me, and that's what I primarily gamed on in college. Because the laptop I had at the time could barely run any kind of game. It could like barely run like a really stripped down version of The Sims, and I tried to play another MMO on it that Coral got me into because she let me play on her laptop, which was a gaming laptop. But my little laptop that I would take to class for my notes and shit could not handle it. And so then that's when I got my first ever gaming computer. I got a gaming laptop. And I used that for several years until eventually in 2021, I got my PC that I'm using now. I picked the parts and built it, and here I am.
Yeah, nice. So obviously now jumping over to the first ever game that you played. Was it this? What was it? It wasn't the Scooby Doo game, was it? Or what was the first game that you? What was the first game that you remember playing quite vividly then?
I just remembered something.
Oh yeah.
That I didn't include in that game synopsis.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you knew about, or anyone else in chat remembers. This is for my girlies, okay? The little games that they would have, like it was like its own like little console that it came with. It was like My Dream Life or like My Dream Style or something. And I had the Style one, which is like, it was like a little tiny console. It was kind of like a reminiscent of like one of like the OG game things, but it could only play that one game. And it was like a fashion designer game. And that was the first game that I think I ever had when I was really, really young. And that's the first one I remember playing. But other than that, and other than the Game Boy games, the first game that I kind of really remember is just a number of the PlayStation games, which is probably like a four-wheeler racing game or dirt bike racing game. But the first PlayStation game that I got that was my very own was a Powerpuff Girl PlayStation 2 game.
Nice.
I don't remember anything about it. I do remember that on my 16th birthday, we decided to try and play it again, and I could not beat a single level of that game. I don't know why that game was for kids. That was fucked up. I literally could not beat it. I tried so hard. It was fucked up.
It's fucking they've absolutely played you there a little bit. But would you? Is it still available now?
I don't know. Potentially. I'm sure, like, because people have like PlayStation emulators, you know. I'm sure it's probably somewhere on the internet you could find it.
You might need to put the record straight and jump back on.
And play it, yeah.
And say,
maybe.
listen, you are not going to win. You are not going to win. So is there a game that you've played and you wish you hadn't? So I'm not talking about the worst game you've
Mm,
ever played. It could be just a game that you started and it just didn't ever end. Well, it could be like Powerpuff Girls, I suppose. But is there anything that you think, oh, why did I even start this?
hmm.
Many people say it
That's
about DayZ,
hard.
to be fair.
Mm, see, I would say like DayZ or Final Fantasy 14, but like I don't regret those mostly because it's brought me to like really awesome people in my life, you know?
Yeah.
Valorant. Maybe it's Valorant actually. Coral, that's a great answer. Maybe it's Valorant because that game. Ooh, I love that game, but boy does it piss me off. Yeah, I guess I'll go with Valorant.
Going Valorant, okay. Um, see, when I thought about this as well, like when we buy games, sometimes I think that's expensive, but then when you think about the long term, what you get from it in terms of the enjoyment, meeting people, um, it doesn't actually feel that much. But what is the most that you can remember paying for an actual game?
100.
You remember what it
$100.
was?
There's actually several games I've spent
Oh,
$100 for.
okay.
Um, I spent $100 to get the Black Cell version of Black Ops 6, which is maybe the most recent purchase. Um, what else did I spend $100 for? Probably Destiny 2. One of the Destiny 2
Hmm.
expansion launches. I probably got like the deluxe edition. Was probably I think $100, and I've probably done that a couple times. Like yeah, Lightfall and Final Shape. I think we're both $100. But those are games that I play the shit out of. So
Yeah.
like, or have played the shit out of. So they're definitely worth the money.
Cool. So kind of talking about DayZ for a second. A lot of people don't realize how they stumbled upon it. They just realize that they're playing it. So can you remember what pushed you to start playing DayZ?
I do. I do actually. Um. Oh, can I not relight this? What made me play DayZ was actually Coral. Uh, Coral was the one who got me into DayZ. I don't remember how or why. It was probably around Christmas time one year,
Hmm.
like years ago, and it was probably, was it on sale? I can't remember if I bought DayZ or I actually got gifted DayZ. Honestly, my original DayZ, I probably got gifted. I think Josh. So my friend Coral and our friend Josh. I was around Christmas time one year, probably 3 or 4 years ago. They were big on playing DayZ, especially during Christmas time, and I think Josh bought me DayZ as a gift so that I would be able to play with them, and that's how I got into it. And we played very differently than I play now. We were very much like sneaky, on the prowl, would not interact with people, KOS always. We would be like sneaking through the forests. We would like scope in and watch a town for a really long time before going in. Bandits. Yeah, we played like bandits. That's that's how I first learned DayZ.
Wow. I'm learning all sorts here now. Um, so in terms of obviously going back to like overall gaming and stuff, what do you think the most underrated game is? that you've played?
The most underrated.
And obviously, if you wanted, you can flip that to like, what do you think the most overrated game is?
I think honestly, the most underrated games that I think are games like DayZ. I would say DayZ and Minecraft would be my answer for that, just because a lot of people write off those games pretty easily, but it's like the sandbox aspect of it, you know? Like there's so much that you can do with DayZ, especially on, well, even on console, like you can play it in so many different ways, but especially on PC, like the possibilities are literally endless with all the modding that you can do, all the different community servers, all the different ways you can play the game. That I think when I talk to people who haven't really played DayZ that much or haven't played DayZ, they really just kind of like write it off as like a PvP like game with zombies. They liken it to like a shittier version of Rust, which I don't think is very fair on DayZ. So I think I would say DayZ, and like Minecraft is like the same thing. Like people like kind of laugh at Minecraft a lot, but there's so many amazing things you can do with Minecraft. There's like literally possibilities are endless.
Cool. So talking about streaming, do you have, and you might have several, you might have something that springs to mind straight away. Do you have a favorite streaming moment from any streams you've done recently? Is there anything that stood out that just made you laugh, or just was iconic, or what? The little laugh then says me yes.
So there was for recently there was a moment earlier in the stream.
Oh.
Where I was cooking some human meat at a fire.
As you do.
And Loston was saying that someone who donated on Ko-fi said that I needed to spin the wheel. And I said, no, I don't think they did. And he said, yeah, they did. So I was like, fine, I'll check it. I was like, I'll check it, but if I die right now, and I didn't even finish that sentence, I tabbed out and I immediately got blasted. Immediately dead. Absolutely. I think it's been clipped. But
so
like, absolutely immediately.
So who is to blame for that situation then?
Loston.
Perfect.
Blame it on Loston.
As
made
ever.
Me tab out. Although it was brought to my attention for people who are watching it, it seemed like I died from behind, so it was probably a hacker shooting me through the wall. So I probably would have died anyway. But
it's always like nice when we can apportion blame to someone else.
yeah. But as far as like overall, it's not recent streams, but when I did that run with you on Namalsk and we were shooting each other in the butts with the heart arrows, and that man just logged in right there, and I like decimated your eardrums. Yeah, that's a highlight. That's one of my favorite moments. And from one of my streams, probably almost a year ago now. That stream is probably almost a year old now. Was a community day that the streamer Kadiak, I love her. She's chef's kiss. She was holding a community day on Green Hill, Namalsk, and I managed to run into her and Coral and our friend DB, Deathbringer TTV, and DB was doing a grandpa voice, and we ended up staying together in the spawn towns and living so long that we made a mission to go down south to the Fountain of Youth so Grandpa could be young again and wouldn't have to talk like that for the entire 8-hour run. And the favorite moment from that is he did parkour in Vorkuta crossing the power lines that you can walk across in Vorkuta, and me, Kate, and Coral just chanting Grandpa, cheering him on while Min shot at him while he was trying to parkour across. That's an incredible moment that lives rent free in my head.
And now everyone else is too. Cool. Obviously, you mentioned a few names there, but is there, if you were given the chance, who would you most like to stream with?
Ooh, that's hard. See, I have recently been able to run with a lot of my friends.
And that's cool. That
Recently.
that's if that quite a few people have given that as an actual answer. So,
But I think I have a friend who's also a streamer. Baked Bee, my friend B. We've only been able to do like one little tiny small run together, and I would love to do like a longer chaos run with her and do something really fun because I haven't really been able to run with her much. I've run into her a few times, but obviously we were enemies, star-crossed lovers. We had to fight. But yeah, I'd really like to do a fun run with B. She's really awesome and she's really cool, and I'd really like to run with her. I also would really love to run with Kate again. I've gotten to run with Kate, who's Katie Ackman Twitch. She's really awesome. She's incredible. She's probably my favorite DayZ streamer of all time. She was my first DayZ streamer I ever watched, and definitely I think my favorite. I've gotten to run with her a couple times, but I would love to have a more like longer, serious run with her. I think that'd be fun.
Nice. Obviously going away from streaming and streamers, but your setup. Can you describe your gaming setup in 3 words?
Cramped, chaotic, and basic. I don't have many like fun things. Like I would like to have like some cute lights or decorations and stuff. But I just haven't gotten around to getting any of that. I would like to really get some like sound dampening panels as well to kind of help with like the echo and the background noise, but I haven't been able to get that either. But yeah, it's a little cramped, very chaotic because I'm a little bit of a messy person. But yeah.
Sorry to kind of keep harping on about DayZ, because I know that's especially where we've spent a lot of time together. Can you describe what you think your perfect DayZ run would consist of?
Ooh, perfect DayZ run? A lot of shenanigans. I honestly, cannibal runs have kind of been my favorite. I do really love like a group cannibal run. But my kind of ideal DayZ run would be able to run with like a few friends, have really cute outfits. So like the party pack, the party gloves, we'd have to have like a cute uniform. I don't really care about getting leopard print leggings. Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. I wish you would make those in other colors.
Hint, hint, Hunter.
I have to put a formal request in. um,
Let me serve you bitch lasagna.
not necessarily like trying to get to like the end goal of like the lore on a map or something. Just do something ridiculous like setting off fireworks at the tip of Candy Cane or something like that on a mosque. Doing something fun and silly, I think, are my favorite Daisy runs. So that would be like my perfect Daisy run.
Cool. Okay, right, we're going to move on to the final section, and it's the this or that style questions. You got to pick one or the other. What people try and do at this point is worm the way out of it and give me a third answer. Oh, I'm standing up. Why am I standing up? Here we go. Let's sit down
I
again.
don't know. I'll stand up.
No, it's sat down again. Okay.
I'll just put some logs on the fire, and then I'll sit back down.
I am a little bit surprised that we've not had a mad rocker appear in the background. I am genuinely shocked about this.
I know, but he's kind of almost disappointing. Maybe he's busy.
I could probably guess what he's up to right now, and it probably includes tequila and belly buttons. But so this or that, and if you want to give me an explanation, you can do. But we'll go. So, music or podcasts?
Music.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains, absolutely. Born and raised in the mountains. I live in the mountains.
Well, this is
I
gonna make
love.
this is gonna make this next bit a bit difficult. Mountains or city?
Mountains. I'm not a city person. Also, sorry, I have to. Give me. Don't mind me taking off my pants right now. Don't worry about it.
If everyone could leave, that would be perfect. Down, 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 down. All right.
Okay.
I think I'll just look over here. Okay. PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
This should be an easy one. Daisy or Rust?
Daisy, absolutely.
Daisy or Valorant?
Daisy.
Daisy or Fortnite?
I think I'll say Daisy again.
And all right, Daisy or Minecraft?
Oh, that's hard. Maybe Minecraft. I'm such a Minecraft person.
Oh, well, I remember you building that huge bridge with coral that time. I can't see how you can't be a Minecraft person after putting all that effort in. Anyway, going in or staying at going in. Right, going. No, sorry, no one heard that bit. Going out or staying in.
Staying in for sure.
And then randomly out of nowhere, M-Lock or IJ?
M-Lock.
Ooh, Contra.
Naturally suppressed.
Naturally. Cats or dogs?
Oh, you said M-Lock. It still would have been M-Lock though.
Okay.
I still prefer the M-Lock.
Okay,
What
well,
did you say? Sorry.
it's all right. Well, you picked M-Lock now, so all right. How about M-Lock or MK?
I think I still M-Lock's my favorite gun, my favorite pistol. I think.
Okay. It's just when you said naturally suppressed, I was thinking, is it? All right.
Yeah, that's what. That's why I got confused.
We'll smooth over
That's
that
fine.
bit. We'll smooth over that bit with cats or dogs.
hard. I've always been a dog person.
That where you're going with this? Don't worry, I don't think they'll find out.
I mean, it feels illegal, but I'm dogs. I'm a dog person. I'm a dog person, but a proud cat mom.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Make food or order in.
Order in.
Summer or winter.
Winter.
Really? Okay. Sunshine or snow.
Snow. I really like winter. I don't like being hot. I don't like being hot. I don't like being sweaty from like the sun, you know?
Look, there's an extra. I don't like being sweaty from the sun. Other elements, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Well, sweet or savory on that case.
Sweet. Sweet.
TV or books.
Ooh. Oh, that's hard. I think right now it's books.
Werewolves or dragons.
Dragons.
Well, you have to say that now. You're in love with the dragon.
Oh, I'm in love with a lot of things.
Well, I'll go with it anyway. Fruit and veg.
Ooh, fruit. I'm a slut for fruit. I love fruit.
Ah, damn. Shoes or slippers.
Slippers.
What are you laughing at?
I own like only like 4 pairs of shoes. I'm not a shoe person. I'm not a shoe person.
Well, yeah, I think I can go along with that, seeing as you told me that you were wiping ice off your car with a flip-flop recently.
Yeah.
I think I can completely go along with that. iOS or Android?
As much as like I hate to admit it, iOS.
Oh. Do you sing in the shower or sing in the car?
In the car.
Right
I
then.
really sing in the shower.
You're going to think about it
Definitely in
now.
the car, though.
Next time you get in the shower, you're going to think about it. Thinking, why am I not singing? Right, here we go. Last little bit. And then you can be free to go and eat people again. Nate apparently says, showers for crying. Right. Chinaris
Yeah.
or Livonia?
Ooh, Chinaris.
Chinaris or Banoff?
I've never played on Benoff.
Okay. Chinaris or Namalsk?
So, Namalsk.
Namalsk or Sakal?
Oh. Ooh. That's hard.
Ooh.
That's hard. I prefer them for much different reasons.
But
But
for
I
the
think-
for the benefit of this,
Namalsk.
ooh,
You're killing me. You're killing me, but Namalsk, yeah.
Namalsk or PNW?
Namalsk. I haven't played on PNW that much.
Okay.
I have played on it though.
Namalsk or Deer Isle?
I think Namalsk.
Ooh, Namalsk is might be the win in this. Namalsk or New York?
Ooh. I might say New York. I have a lot of fun on that map. I have a lot of fun running around on there. So I think I'll say New York.
Oh. New York or Siberia?
Mmm. Mmm.
Red Hunter will find out.
Oh god, I don't know. I'm gonna say New York just because there's more opportunities for Mad to break his leg there. Final answer.
He does like falling off. He does like falling off bridges.
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you mocking me falling off bridges?" Yes. And the final question: Castle Eva or Castle Gunner?
Mm. Which one had the hole? Was that your castle? That Wongi got stuck in?
Yes. Let's not provide any context here.
Oh shit, that's hard.
It was. That's why I got stuck in the hole.
I'm gonna go Castle Eva because I think I like the loot buildings there more.
And now that you've absolutely wounded me on the final question.
Well, we never got to your castle. I don't know what your castle looks like updated.
Oh, we'll have to go sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, as Wongi said, Gunner Castle better. It was a good haul. And
It was a good haul.
it was a good haul that he very much backed into. But that is pretty much it. And so, like, it has very much been a really nice opportunity to get to know you a little bit more, asking you some, obviously, it's weird questions. But it was also really nice to just actually sit and spend some time not being shot at by zombies. Not shot by zombies, but shot by players and being chased by zombies. But also just to kind of reiterate how well and truly loved you are by Twitch, DayZ community, your friends, people that you've met through games. They all really, really do thank you for being such an incredible person, being very inclusive and warm and generous with your time, and being someone really great to watch, but also to run with. I think our Twitch world is so much better for having Megan in it.
No.
So, yes, Coral, the zombies have guns. You just not seen that server. Oh, I've just been reminded that you don't like to be warm, so I'll take that bit back. And obviously, Lost has been their usual helpful self. But yeah, that's it for me. I wish you all the best and wish you say thank you, well done for your amazing 1-year affiliate. And I'm going to disappear now, so you can go back to eating people. Who was you with? Was you with Zar?
Yeah, I was with Zar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will.
Doing cannibal shit.
I will end my stream. I will upload this. My VOD will be available for those that have missed it or want to share it to anyone who may have missed it. And I will also upload it to YouTube so I can have random people tell me I suck, which is nice. Which is something I really enjoy waking up to all the time. But yeah, thank you, Megan. That was really fun. And I hope that we get to run again soon. And have an amazing rest of stream.
Thank you. Thanks for the interview. Thanks for the questions.
No, thank you. Right, I'm going to I'm already sat down, so I'm just going to exit the server. And I'm going to log in at some point and try and shit Mad up. But there we go. That's a different story. Right. Take care, everyone, and I will see you all really soon. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so we are going to go, obviously, there's only one place we can realistically raid now, and that is over Megan. I appreciate there's a sharing of communities and stuff like that, but we're still going to go raid Megan because we want to see how she gets on with her stream. But thank you for joining us tonight, and we will be back again. All right. Take care, everyone. See you in a bit.